ìmúyangàn gbogbo ènìyàn.
Good afternoon. Here is iPower 102.7 FM Midday News. I am Florence Ibhareman. First, the headlines. Ondo Police beef up security as UTME starts. Aregbesola lambasta APC. On the foreign scene, Ramaphosa lampoons Elon Musk. And in sports, Onacho returns to training. Details of these and more in a moment. Please stay tuned. Glad to have you back, and now the news and details starting from the home front. Ondo State Police Command has assured candidates writing this year's Unified Tertiary Matriculation Examination that it has put security structures in place for their safety. This was contained in a statement signed by the Public Relations Officer of the Command, Abayomi Jimo, and circulated yesterday. The command also assured parents and guardians of the safety of their wards. Away from that, former governor of Osun State, Rauf Aregbesola, has accused the ruling All Progressive Congress (APC) as decriminalizing criminality. The former Minister of Interior made the remark while speaking at the just concluded convention of the African Democratic Congress (ADC), where he was selected as the secretary.
Is a party which has foisted on the country. Is a party which has foisted on the country an electoral law that states forgery and making false claims in electoral documents is no longer a punishable electoral offense. In other words, the ruling party is decriminalizing criminality. We proclaim our existence because our country is worth all necessary sacrifices. In truth, the exchange rate, which was about 700 naira to the dollar at the open market, not the official, at the open market, when this government assumed office in 2023, is now about 1,400. This amounts to a 100% devaluation in an import-dependent economy. This is terribly devastating. The cost of a liter of fuel was before this administration between 185 and 238 naira, depending on the part of country you were. Now it is about 1,400 per liter and still rising. Cost of transportation is now so prohibitive that it has been unrealistic for some workers to go to work. The administration told Nigerians that if it does not solve the power problem by providing constant power supply, it should not be voted for a second term. Today, power supply is far worse, with some parts of the country receiving an average of 2 hours daily, and some being in darkness for a stretch of weeks and months.
Away from that, now to federal matters, where we have former Vice President Atiku Abubakar has boasted that he is the most formidable presidential aspirant from the north within the rank of the African Democratic Congress (ADC). Atiku, who granted an exclusive interview to a national television station yesterday evening, pointed out that Rabiu Kwankwanso and El Rufai had influence limited to their state of origin. He, however, promised to support anyone who wins the primary election of the party. This media news is coming to you from iPower 102.7 FM, Emorele Owo. Still to come on the foreign scene, Ramaphosa lampoons Elon Musk, and in sports, Onacho returns to training.
Whether you're tuning in for breaking news, in-depth analysis, or community updates, Hyper 102.7 FM remains your most trusted source. Because when it comes to news, the truth matters. Hyper FM 102.7.
Welcome back. To be a part of our program, follow us on Facebook, Instagram, X, and TikTok at iPower1027 FM. Now to the foreign scene. South African President Cyril Ramaphosa has criticized American businessman Elon Musk over his comments about the Black Empowerment Law in South Africa. Musk had earlier described the law as racist and would have received mass outrage if the word black had been swapped with white. Ramaphosa described Musk's comment as dishonest.
Brouhaha from Elon Musk. I pay very little attention to that because I know our laws are not racist. They are empowerment laws that are meant to empower the various people in our country who were discriminated against. And discrimination was perpetrated against black people, in particular Africans, colored, and Indians.
Yes, so still on the foreign scene, Israel and Lebanon set for their first peace talk over 3 decades. Israel still bombed targets in Lebanon earlier this week, while the Lebanese had accused Israel of expansionist tendency, while the Israelis have also accused Lebanon of providing a safe haven for terrorist anti-Semitic militia. The last time both countries met was in 1993, and there had been no diplomatic relations between both sides. And in sport, Nigerian striker Paul Onacho is back in training after recovering from a minor injury sustained recently. Onacho, who is currently topping the scores table in the Turkish league, is expected to lace his boot in Trabzonspor's match against Istanbul this weekend. The gangling striker currently has 22 goals to his card this league season. To end the iPower 102.7 FM midday news, let us take another look at the main point. We told you in the cast of the bulletin that Ondo State Police Command has assured candidates writing this year's Unified Tertiary Matriculation Examination that it has put in place security structure for their safety. We equally informed you that former Governor of Osun State, Rauf Aregbesola, has accused the ruling All Progressive Congress, APC, as discriminalizing criminality. On the foreign scene, South African President Cyril Ramaphosa has criticized American businessman Elon Musk over his comment about the Black Empowerment laws in South Africa. And in sports, Nigerian striker Paul Onacho is back in training after recovering from a minor injury sustained recently. And that was iPower 102.7 FM Midi News, edited by Alaba Adeyemi. I am Florence Ibhareman. Many thanks for listening. Good afternoon.